In today's video, we're talking about the FUJIFILM X-H2S and how I transform it into a complete video solution. Now, when it comes to a more run and gun setup, I like pairing the FUJIFILM X-H2S with this Blackmagic Video Assist 5" 12G and this top handle from Cine Rig. Now, this allows me to have a relatively light setup that I can just carry around and just move around with. In this particular case, I would power up the Blackmagic Video Assist with 2 batteries. So those are 2 simple Sony batteries, right? And with 3 sets of them, I usually get through the whole shooting time that I need to. However, it's important to mention that I mostly use the Blackmagic Video Assist for monitor in this particular case. But with this simple solution, I feel like I can capture whatever I want and I'll be able to monitor my exposure, my focus, using focus peaking or using false colors or this kind of tools. I will also produce a review of this monitor very soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to know more. When it comes to my client work though, when I have to shoot something professionally, I need the professional setup. This is where I will fully rig the FUJIFILM X-H2S. And everything that you see here, I purchased with my own money, except the video assist that Blackmagic sent me. Thank you again for that. But overall, through the different projects that I shot with this rig, I can say that I'm so far satisfied. There might be some tweaks here and there to do, but so far I came up with a solution that I feel that is working for me. So first, let's talk about base plate. I pair this Cine Rig base plate that is compatible with 5mm rods with a newer base plate that is X-H2S compatible. And this allows me to do 2 things. First, it allows me to give balance to my system, to allows it to basically stand on the table without tilting forward or backward. And at the same time, if I need to place this whole setup on a tripod, it's easy to do so because I can just rely on this X-H2S compatible plate. Now with this setup, I will use 2 4" rods. Why 4 inches? Because with the lenses and the follow focus setup that I use, it is plenty long for me. I don't need more than that. So 4 inches is what I go for. And this is pretty much the base setup that you have where the camera will come and slide in. Now, when it comes to the lenses that I use for client work, for video work, I do not use photography lenses. Number 1, because they tend to be a bit too sharp for the results that I want. And number 2, because I like to operate using manual focus. Now, I pair the X-H2S with mainly 2 lenses, the 35 and the 12mm 7 Artisan Cine Vision lenses. Now, I still have to test those lenses a lot more, and this is why you haven't seen any review on this channel about those lenses. However, I would say that I'm pretty happy with the result that I got so far. Compared to the Fujifilm lenses, those lenses are not as sharp, but that is not necessarily a problem because for video, you don't necessarily want to have extremely sharp results, which is why I'd rather use a Cine lens with a little bit more character and have different kind of results. 12mm is interesting because it allows you to have a really close focus distance and you can make some very interesting shots with it. I think Cine Daily's made a video where he talked about this lens and it was very interesting to see. I invite you to look at it if you have a chance. And I also picked the 35mm because this is a focal length that I enjoy using. Overall, I would say that yeah, they're not as sharp and they have a little bit more magenta tint compared to the lenses that I'm used to use on the Fujifilm system, but overall I'm pretty happy with the results. So once the lenses are installed on the camera, all you have to do now is to slide the camera in the base plate, and you don't need to put another plate because the Cine Rig cage is X-H2S compatible also. Now after that, what I will do is to add my follow focus from Cine Rig. So I will add it here, stick it to the focus ring of the X-H2S and make sure that it fits, and that's pretty much it. Next, going back in the front of the setup, we are going to add the matte box from Cine Rig. So this is a simple matte box that will use a 95mm filter size. So what I do is that I use a ring adapter from 87 to 95mm to be able to fit this matte box on the setup. And inside this matte box, I will then put my filter. And all we have to do left after that is to pretty much install our batteries. For the battery, I used the ZG Cine 99. So I chose this one because it's a good compromise for me in terms of weight and also in terms of battery life. To power up the camera and the monitor, I easily get 4 to 5 hours battery life with this one. One of the selling points of this battery is that it has so many peripherals, right? You can charge it through USB-C, you can have USB-C out, USB out, D-tap out. So it's extremely useful for you to be able to charge everything you need. If you need to charge right now, so a camera, an external recorder, but you can also charge accessories like a wireless transmitter or something like that. So with this, I have a rig that I can either carry around that is really balanced in hand, right? Or that I can either put somewhere and use it directly, or maybe put it on a tripod. Now I've used this rig on different projects. For example, one where I shot for a Wagyu restaurant, and it has produced great results. I was happy with the result, the client was happy with the result. So overall, yes, the X-H2S can definitely produce extremely good result when it comes to client work. I have no doubt with that, and this rig helped me achieve that. Let me know if you have any questions about this particular setup right here. Check out the link in the descriptions if you want to purchase some of them. Thank you for watching, and if you've missed it, check out this video right here where I talk a bit more about the FUJIFILM X-H2S and how I use it in coordination with the X-T5. See you there.